Okay, the third problem, again, is a problem involving finding the solution to a system of equations. This problem, however, is going to lend itself very nicely to using the elimination method. Remember, with the elimination method, if both equations are in the standard form ax plus by equals c, then the elimination method is going to be much easier. So let's see here. So when I take a look at eliminating a variable, I think I'll go with the y's, because I have a negative 3y there and a positive. So that's what we want. We want one to be negative and one to be positive. Okay, so in order to eliminate the y's, I need to multiply the first equation by 5, which is the coefficient of that y, and then I need to multiply the second equation by 3, which is a coefficient of that y. So multiplying 5 by the first equation, we distribute to each term, and let's see here what we get. 5 times 5x is 25x, 5 times a negative 3y is a negative 15y, and then 5 times 16 is equal to 80. The second equation, we need to distribute that 3, so 3 times 4x is 12x, and then 3 times 5y will give you 15y, and then 3 times a negative 2 will give you a negative 6. And so now we add. Remember, the elimination method is also called the multiplication and add method. So you multiply first, and then you add. Well, negative 15y and positive 15y, that gets eliminated. 25x and 12x is 37x, and that will equal 80 minus 6 is 74. Divide both sides by 37, and we get x is equal to 2. Okay, so we found x. All we have to do is find y. So I'll use either equation. I'll just use maybe the first equation here to solve for y. So we're going to substitute the value of x, which is 2, into the first equation. So 5 times 2 minus 3y equals 16. 10 minus 3y equals 16. Subtract 10. You get negative 3y equals 16. And then we'll divide both sides by negative 3. And oops, I'm sorry, so that's 16 minus 10 is actually 6, not 16. So 16 minus 10 is 6. So we divide 6 by negative 3, and we get y is equal to negative 2. Okay, so our solution here, we got x was equal to 2 and y was equal to negative 2. Again, we should verify our solution, so I'll work with the first equation. So 5 times 2 minus 3 times negative 2, that's 10. Negative times a negative is a positive, so that's going to be positive 6, and that will equal 16. That checks out. And then the other equation, we have 4 times 2 plus 5 times negative 2, that's 8, and then minus 10, and that equals negative 2, and that equals negative 2. So that checks out. So our solution to negative 2 is correct.